Welcome to Country Kickback, where you'll hear the latest music from performers you already know and discover new music and artists from around the world. If you have an artist you'd like us to chat with, reach out to the team at countrykickback.com, or you can watch our live videos and more by following us on social media and YouTube. Here is your host, Danni Shaw, with the latest from Country Kickback.
Hey, how's everybody? Another week started. What did you do on the weekend? Did you see any music? Did you go anywhere? Let me know in the comments where you went and where you are now. So before we get chatting with Loren, we've got a couple of things. I wanted to thank you all because you guys have been sharing the post really well without me asking, and I know I should. So please, if you can share, please do. And we've also got the YouTube channel, which is in the comments up the top for you. A few of you know last week would have noticed that Country Kickback started a Snapchat page, which we did, and it's up and running now. I put a snap on it tonight. I think it worked. I don't know. If you see it, let me know. So the Snapchat is part of some of our building for the behind the scenes of Country Kickback and sort of the fan pages and extra things that you guys might want to take part in. And we've got the Buy Me a Coffee link, which is part of that. So at the moment, if you click on the Buy Me a Coffee and want to do something like that, you are welcome to buy us a coffee, and I'll add you to the Snapchat, and you'll get some just behind the scenes things of what myself and all the other people around the Country Kickback do, because there's so much behind the scenes stuff involved with this show. I've got so many amazing people helping me each week, and I couldn't do it without them. So you'll be able to see a little bit of what we'll do, and as we grow and as things change, you'll be able to get to see some of that before it goes out live across our social pages. So yes, if you can, please share. That would be wonderful. I was going to tell you, because another thing that we're going to add to the Country Kickback things and extras with the Buy Me a Coffee, I have a lot of embarrassing moments and a lot of crazy things happen. So I was going to let you have a laugh at me, but I'll let you all tonight, because I went and my mum purchased a new car today, a new Mazda. She's pretty excited. But as we were there, I tore my trousers. So there's a nice big hole in the bum of my jeans, and I was there for 4 hours with it not being able to cover it up. So it was a great day. I'm home now, and let's welcome Loren into the room. Hello.
Hi. Sorry, that was a funny story.
Yes, it was great. It was a great day. I'm like, what just happened? Because I had my phone in my pocket. I don't normally, but I had my phone in my back pocket, and it got caught on the chair as I went to stand up, and it tore my trousers. So I'm like, oh my gosh. And then Mum's like, don't worry about it. I'm like, no, Mum, it's torn them really bad. And all you can see was my underwear. I'm like, this is fantastic. I only had one jumper on that I couldn't take off. It was freezing. So I just had to hold my hand over it as much as I could for 4 hours while we were there. Oh, this is great. So, they got a car sale out of it, so they can't complain.
That's right. They should have bought you some jeans as well.
Yes, they should. I'm going to talk to them about that. That's for sure.
Throw in some jeans.
Throw in some jeans. Don't worry about the car seat covers. Just put some jeans in there for me. That's great. Because they're my good ones. Oh, we haven't had you on the show, so thank you for braving us and coming on.
Thank you for having me.
I actually had listened to a fair bit of your music before you were sent through, so I was really excited when you came up. I thought that's great. But you just recently released a single, and you've got more coming. But I was hoping before you did, you'd tell us about your journey in music and how you became to be involved in the industry and why you're still doing it now.
So I didn't actually start playing until I was a teenager, my late teens. I didn't have a clue what I was going to do with my life, and I was a little bit of a troubled teenager, I guess. Had some big things going on. But I left school, I finished school, and I went to Byron Bay for Schoolies Week. And after a week staying at a backpackers there, I called my mum and said, I'm not coming home.
Oh, my goodness.
And I spent every night on the street learning from all the buskers there how to play, how to, how to write.
Wow.
And I penned my first song there, and I would play I spent, I think, 6 months there, and I would play the 2 songs that I knew, which were Mr. Jones and Who Will Save Your Soul by Jewel, over and over and over again at 1 a.m. when people were really drunk.
They don't know you're replaying it, yeah.
Whatever, in my case.
Yep.
And so that's where it started. And from there, I started writing more and started busking. And I decided I wanted to travel around Australia and busk and play open mic nights. And it just built really slowly from there.
Cool story.
Yeah, but it's funny, like deep down, there was something that knew, you know.
Yeah.
I don't know how I knew, but deep down, I said to someone when I was about 14, I'm going to be a songwriter. I don't need to go to university. And that's what happened. It's very strange.
It's crazy when things are meant to be, we find a way, don't we?
Yeah. And I think I would have probably ended up in a mental hospital without it. So
yes, absolutely. I think there's a lot of us that can agree with that.
Yeah. You've got to have an outlet.
Exactly right. Even if it's busking on the street at 1 a.m., you've got to do it.
Yeah.
So from that point, you've gone into, recording and releasing music. Do you still play that first song you wrote in Byron?
No.
No one gets to hear it.
It was called Dear Joshua. It was about a Canadian backpacker who was 2 tents up from me, and he was gorgeous, and he had no idea I existed.
Oh, wow. Did he hear the song?
I think he might have heard the song because the place had an open mic night and I started playing there. But yeah, it was a terrible song.
You got to go somewhere there's only up from there.
That's right. Yes.
Get it out of your system. Get the worst one out of the way on the first right.
Yeah. I think it was like, very cheesy. Anyway, I was going to give you a little rendition, but I think it's probably best not to.
Well, how about we talk about your current single, which has been out yet for about a month, One of These Days. And I was listening to your other music too, so it's interesting because you do have a few different sounding songs. Tell us about writing this one and why you've chosen to release this one from the upcoming album.
I guess this is probably the most upbeat it gets on this album, so I thought we'll go out with that one, and then we'll bring it back. Yes. The whole album's very stripped back, so this one has percussion in it, whereas the others don't. So it felt like kind of the driving track. But also, I wrote this for my brother, and well, not even for him. I tried to write it from his perspective. I talked to him on the phone while I was writing. I said, I'm writing this song, and I wanted to feel comfortable writing it, so I spoke the lyrics to him and said, what do you think? And he said, wow, that's spot on. So that gave me the motivation to finish it. So he was is a beautiful cabinet maker and works beautifully with wood, and used to restore people's old furniture. And so the references in the song to building, to hammers, to nails, to tools, that's all where that comes from.
Came from.
Yeah.
How? And what did he say? Did you get to see him when he listened to the first song?
No, the thing, he's really still struggling. So it's kind of hard to know where he's at.
Yes.
Just got to check in every now and then and see what's going on. But I hope that it gives him strength. That's kind of the ultimate goal of this song was to basically say, I hear you and I see you and I love you, and that's all I can do.
Yep. That has a lot of power behind it. Just that's all you need sometimes, is that reminder that someone does love you and you're not invincible. We do see you.
Yeah.
Lovely. Such a lovely thing. My sister will never do something so nice for me. Probably watching. So if you see somebody come around in the house, then she's coming. She's done hitting me over the head. Releasing this song as one of the upbeats, you recorded a film clip as well. Tell us about that. Did you design that? Was it your idea, or has you worked with somebody too?
So it was kind of a mutual idea, but the guy who directed it, Brad Halstead, he kind of took it that extra level. My friends had bought this property in the bush in the Adelaide Hills, and it came with this house on it that someone had just literally closed the door one day and stepped out and never gone back in. There was
Really?
dinner on the table, and
Oh my God.
you know, we looked through this place and it was knee deep in rubbish. So it was completely, just the whole thing was just broken.
Wow.
It was an
Very,
absolute pigsty mess. The animals had taken over. There was possum poo this thick on top of the bed.
Yes.
And just there was fish. We took a photo. We leant inside the freezer and took a photo of the container that was in there, and it was fish from 1995.
Oh, yeah.
So it was pretty gross. And I saw past the rubbish and saw what this place would be like cleaned up, and it was actually quite haunting and beautiful, and has so many stories. You know, this family grew up there. Yeah. So I went and cleaned it up, like not cleaned it up to a certain level, wearing a mask.
A safe level where you can actually go in and not think you're going to come out.
That's right. You had to actually make a path first.
I have seen.
But it was just so amazing, and I thought someone's got to film something here, and that ended up being I need to film something here.
Yes.
And that's part of the reason also that I chose One of These Days as the first clip, because this building matched. It was almost like the building was a representation of my brother's head. This, you know, when you feel so trapped and you don't know how, you want to step out, but you don't know how. And so I called my friend Brad, and he came and had a look, and he just went, "Oh my God, this is insane." And then my friend knew this actor who ended up being he was just so beautiful to work with, Paul Reichstein. He just took everything we threw at him in his stride, and we were crying looking at watching him do it. We were just I was in tears a lot of the time. Yeah.
Beautiful.
I don't think it's been very well received. I think it's a bit of an uncomfortable topic. It's not a film clip you want to watch twice.
It's not. I did. I like to really know what I'm watching. I think it is a really touchy subject, but it's a really important subject.
Yeah, and I'm never going to hide what's important just because I think
just
people,
because it's easy.
Yeah, that's right.
That's right.
Yeah.
And music has that healing power, and it has so much strength. And sometimes we do need to touch on those topics, and it is hard to listen to, but it makes it real and makes people see that they need to stop and look around. And it also makes the people that are seeing it that people do notice, and that, you know, it does both sides of the story, doesn't it?
Yeah, it allows people to share their experience.
Yes.
It opens up that cupboard.
Makes them feel safe to talk about it. Yeah. But
I think that's your superpower, is that you have this thing that you can do, and we should be doing it more. Like
that universal language.
Yes.
Yeah. That house, though, it sounds like it has a whole story of its own, a whole song of its own. It sounds amazing.
Yeah.
I told you my cat would come. He's just come in here and he's opened the cupboard next to me, and he knows he's not allowed, and he's just looking at me like, "You're not going to stop me now, are you?"
I know you're working.
Yeah, I know you can't. It's like he's going to. You come up. It's just if earlier today, before I went out, he decided he wanted my cuddle, and he launched up behind me from walking behind and grabbed hold of my jumper
Oh, goodness.
So he come so far up, right to the top, and I couldn't get him off because I couldn't reach him.
I had that experience with my son with a kangaroo.
With a kangaroo.
Yeah. We went up to the Northern Territory. We've got friends who live up there, and we were there in July, and we went for a walk up this mountain, and they have this, it's not tame, and not a tame kangaroo, but its mother was a tame kangaroo.
Okay, yes.
And I turned around, it was following us the whole way up, and it was super friendly, and then on the way back down, I turned around and my son is just staring at me like, oh my gosh. And this kangaroo has its paws around his neck, like on his back, just like holding on to it. I had to cry it off.
It's that moment where you go, I love my son, but do I need to take a photo before I help him?
I think it might have tried to strangle him. So glad I
wasn't a friendly kangaroo.
It wasn't an Instagram moment.
Oh dear. Well, animals, I love them, but oh my goodness, yeah, he's got right in the cupboard now, so goodness knows what's going to come crashing down.
Oh gosh.
He doesn't do it any other time, just when I'm live. So there's a lot of people popping in the room here. Jonathan, he's watching from the UK at the moment.
Hi,
and
Jonathan.
he loves the cats. And he loves the hat. Jonathan, I hope you do. I actually wore this hat to remind me to tell you guys about it at the start of the show, and I forgot. So I had what I was wearing it is I've had a few orders for hats come through. So if anybody does want one, send me some messages today and tomorrow because I'll just do it in the same order. But the black ones aren't on the website, but they are available. They're just a little bit dearer, not much, because they're a smaller hat and they're a recycled material. But if you're like me, you have a really small head and the cream ones don't fit. So if you do want one, send me through some messages and I'll pop it in the order for you. Anyone that wants one.
They look like a good shaped hat.
Those ones are great. They're so good. Yeah. And my ponytail will go out the back and hold it on when it's windy. It's fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
If you do want some, let me know. So talking about one of these days and the film clip of where you've done it. So you've got an album coming up and you've got one more single before the album. Oh, you've got it there. Oh, that is. Who did your artwork?
A beautiful local artist here in Wollonga. So I live 45 minutes south of Adelaide City on the Fleurieu Peninsula. And there's a beautiful artist, Crystal Thousand, and she's on Instagram. But yeah, she drew that with lead pencil and then a graphic designer changed it to blue.
Wow, isn't it gorgeous?
Mm-hmm.
I would love to be that talented. Would it be nice to have that level of talent? So are you able to tell us a little bit about the album and the upcoming single, or is it still
so the next single is the title track of the album. So it's called Nobody Knows, and It's a song that I wrote for my daughter. I wrote it, things were feeling very intense with climate inaction and political polarization and everything just felt so intense. And I was imagining myself at her age and I didn't have a clue what was going on in the world. I was playing in the creek, collecting tadpoles and riding my bike and roller skating.
That's what we were doing as kids. Yeah.
And I feel like the children of today are just wearing this huge weight. They know everything that's going on. And it's so stressful, and she's quite anxious.
Yeah.
And I wrote this song, Nobody Knows, to her, like a
letter type.
A reminder. Yeah, it's like a reminder to use your heart as your compass and to really trust your gut. And remember that you're not all the other things, all your material possessions or all that superficial shit. You're not that.
Right.
You're innately, you are love, and everyone around you is love. And so that's the message of the song. And we just made a music video for that too, which was super powerful to make. So
where did you do that?
We did that also up at the same property that this house is on, but actually in the beautiful part of it.
Not that. You didn't have to change it this one.
And then at the beach. So just down, it's very simple. But I worked with Caitlin McDougall, who is a beautiful actress, and she directed and produced it. And her vision was this. She had this beautiful vision that I just sing it to my daughter. That's exactly what the story is. So why not just create that? Yeah. And I'm not a fan of being in my film clips, so it was a bit tricky to take that on. But once I started, I saw the power in sinking in and looking into my daughter's eyes and singing those words to her. It's like an opportunity you don't really get, And the fact that I had to sing it lots of times, it was sinking in.
Yeah,
I'm sure it was.
hour behind this, yeah.
I was creating
You will
voice
listen
in the
to
brain.
me.
Yeah, that's right.
You will
You
listen.
will. So yeah, it was absolutely, and just beautiful to watch her take direction, and she was incredible to see your child step out of their comfort zone and just do something that's totally not natural.
Not at all. That is actually a huge step for
Yeah.
anybody, let alone a young
Yeah.
person to get up in front of a camera or sit in front of a camera.
That's right. Yeah, with a camera in your face. It's
Yeah. So
yeah, but the
beautiful.
team was amazing. We had Benjamin Dowie, who, he's an incredible cinematographer, and Caitlin as a team, and his camera assistant Sam. They just worked like magic. They were incredible. And the whole thing is just done in one day, and it was just simple and beautiful. And that's coming out on May 20, and I'm so excited for that one.
We were talking about pre-save and pre-links for your album. Have you got one for the single that's coming out?
I don't know if you're just reminding me of all the things, my checklist in my head. And I don't know if I have set up.
If there is, you make one later, send it through and we can pop it in the comments, because we can still, and in the comments we can still add comments. So guys, if keep an eye out, because we'll pop that single link into the comments when it's ready.
If you go on Spotify, it might be there as a pre-save. It may
already be there. Yes. Do you find Spotify hard? I find sometimes Spotify, I'm looking for something like a pre-save link or thing, and it just doesn't want to give it to me when I want it to.
Yes. I'm one of those people who still uses Apple Music.
Yes, to Apple. See, I love my CDs and my tapes and my records.
Yes, no, I still use CDs also.
Yeah, I love it. But I also know that if I can stream it for an artist after I've bought the CD, it's even better for them. So
even better. Yes, do both.
Even better. Buy the album. Don't listen to the one you bought, but then start streaming it as well.
Yeah, there should just be a donation thing.
That's right.
On the Spotify,
for that person,
$20 to buy this album, and then you can stream it forever.
and exactly, and then it gives them the plays as well as the purchase. I like that idea.
Yeah, because it really is. I calculated the other day that that one of these days had 20,000.
Oh my gosh,
20,000 streams
in the short time of a month.
In that short time.
Wow. And
then I was like, wow, that's amazing. And then you calculate how much that is, and I think it's $60.
Yep. That's impressive.
Yeah, it's impressive.
That's an impressive amount. Like that's isn't it stupid? How crazy are we to do this? Why do we do it? It's not for the money, it's for the love. There is not one artist out there that does it for the money, I don't think.
No. I don't know where we make money these days. Whereas
I'm still trying to figure that one out.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's what the next single is. Tell us a bit more about them. How many songs have you got on the album? And have you written?
Pardon?
You write them all?
Yes. I wrote all of them. So it's very stripped back. There's 9 tracks. What can I say about it? So I got to work with Shane Nicholson. That was pretty special. Yeah. He just has a magic ear. So we just did my guitar and vocals, and then it was COVID time, so I couldn't bring in my cellist from WA, so she actually recorded from WA and sent it over, and it was all kind of, the rest was done virtually. But it was just beautiful to make. It was very chilled, very
fun, relaxed. Yes. Sounds like it's got a lot of you in it.
Yeah, that's what it felt like. Yeah,
that is beautiful. You were saying, you were saying you did it throughout COVID. Are these songs that you've had written for a long time, or are these ones that
these are just the last couple of years. I'm trying to look at that. I think TikTok I wrote maybe 3 years ago, but that was they've all been written in the last 3 years.
Wow, that's a lovely album. It's got a lot of the current feelings that a lot of us have been having over the last 2 years, and a lot of things people can relate to.
Yeah. So, and a friend of mine texted, I sent hers because there was a crowdfunding campaign and I sent those CDs out, and she texted me the other day and said, wow, this is an anthem to the times.
Yeah, I love that. I can't wait to hear it. Cannot wait. So
I'll send you a copy.
Oh, cannot wait. Thank you. So tell me a little bit, where can we find you to follow you? Have you got tours booked yet, or are you sort of trying to just...
Yeah, so I'm in the process, but I've got, I think, 8 shows so far booked, but not till September. So
a bit longer to make sure it goes ahead.
That's right. Yeah, give it a bit. And yeah.
Where are you heading to? What areas?
Funny, I think COVID made us all realize we're not in a huge rush.
Yes. We don't have to rush like we were. Yes.
Yes. So the tour is Adelaide, and then I'm going up to Brisbane.
Yes.
And then down Brisbane, Murwillumbah, Bellingen, Sydney, and then Melbourne.
Lovely.
And then I'll do another leg over to WA.
Yes.
At some point. I think I want to make that a bit of a long one and do a bit of a
tour
or something.
Yeah.
The Southwest is kind of my second home, and it's kind of where I was first given my first kind of chance. I won a competition, the Emerging Artist Award, in 2008 or 9 at this festival, and the festival director, Phaedra Watts, she's just the most incredibly beautiful woman, and she just saw something in me, and she's been inviting me back year after year to play at that festival, and I won the award and got some recording time, and that's where I made my first album. And so Southwest WA is very special to me, and I have a beautiful little pocket of followers there that are just the most beautiful people. So
that is so lovely. Where, and you say your followers, where can we find you? You're on Facebook, Instagram, what is it?
All of it. Well, actually not all of it. I'm not on Snapchat.
I wasn't until last week. Not even sure if I did it right today. So.
Yeah, I'm still trying to figure out Instagram. So I'm not. I know. It's not my favorite thing, you know. But you have to be on it to.
You do.
To do music.
You have to do that to keep up to date with your music and your tours, but it is so time consuming, and people don't understand how much it is for an artist on top of all the other jobs you have to do.
That's
Social media is.
And then if you're at all, you know, an overthinker like me, you go to post something and then you don't post it because you overthought it.
Yes. Yep.
Yeah.
That's true. Keeping it simple is the best way, I think.
Yeah.
I think that's obviously the best way. So Facebook, Instagram, have you website? What's the best place to keep an eye out for your tour or dates?
For the tour, go to my website, so lorenkate.com.au.
Perfect.
And there's a shows page, so you can check that out there. But my Instagram, in my bio, also has a link to shows. So
fantastic.
So but I will hopefully be able to announce the tour on the same day that I release.
Oh, that's a great. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Have you got some single release shows, or are you just going to do some social media things on the day?
Yeah, I've got a couple of little local ones.
Yes.
They actually haven't even been announced yet.
Sorry.
Which is crazy. No. I'm just like, so I homeschool my kids, and life's just so full that I forget to do a lot of things. And when you're doing it all yourself and you're not a very organized person,
it's hard. It's so hard.
Yeah.
Yes.
So yes, but they're just a few little local shows.
Wonderful. So
I've got some shows coming up in July, opening for Jack Carty, which I can't wait for those. That'll be beautiful. And then, the big tour.
That is so exciting. So if you haven't already heard one of these days, there is a link to the film clip in the comments somewhere up there. I might post it again at the bottom of the comments too for you. So go and have a look at the film clip, go and have a listen to the song, and make sure you subscribe so that you get notifications when new videos are out on YouTube, and also Spotify as well, so that you get a notification when new music is put up for you. Again, go and subscribe on Facebook and Instagram before you leave as well. Thank you so much for joining us. That has got half an hour, and with a blink and it's gone. It's gone like crazy.
That was fun.
Fun. It's so good. So we will I'm hoping you'll come back for your next single release and we can have another chat again. That would be awesome. It's only a few weeks away.
Maybe we can do a live song then too.
Yes, that'd be awesome, especially on single release day. That'd be perfect. Let's do that. Awesome. Thank you so much for joining us. Now, guys, we have got quite a few shows coming up for the rest of the week, but there is one that's just had to be rescheduled, so that's why they're not up just yet. I'm just fixing that up, and as soon as that's done, we'll have all the list ready for you. Thank you so much, Jonathan, for making the mention about our merch, because we do have some merch. We've got stubby coolers, we've got hats, stickers, bumper stickers. They're just some little ones. I don't know if is that back the front? No, it's coming through correctly. I hate it when it does that. Around. Oh, I did that before on Snapchat, and I'm like, what doesn't look right? It is back the front. And I'm like, oh, that's what's wrong. You can't tell. Professional. So if you would like some hats or some stubby coolers, let me know. I'm going to do a hat order this week. So send me a message and we can add yours to it if you would like. Thank you so much. And thank you, Loren. With your album, you're going to put a pre-link up for us as well, aren't you?
Yes.
Can they buy your previous album?
Yeah, so on Bandcamp. Yeah.
Oh, Bandcamp, excellent.
Yeah. Wonderful. And I think I did. I'm just memory good, but I think there is a pre-order up on the new album on Bandcamp.
Oh, there possibly is. Okay, yes.
Possibly is. I'll check.
Yes, and if there is, we'll pop it in. So make sure you head over there. Thank you so much for watching, everybody.
Oh, thank you. Thanks so much.
Thank you for being brave and coming and talking to us.
Thank you.
Thank you, everybody. We'll be back Wednesday. We'll see you then. Thanks, Loren. Bye. Bye.
Thank you for listening. We hope you've enjoyed today's program. See you next time with the latest with Country Kickback.